fiscal year?
We have enough money in Chapter 90 to do one road. I think it's $100,000, and we have $132,000. From what I just heard in the Beacon, our Chapter 90 might get kicked back until the fall again, like last year. So we only have money to do one road anyway. So it doesn't cause any major problems, because we just don't have any money to do anything, to be honest.
Until we get the state funds.
State funds or another town road appropriation in the fall. So we're kind of dead in the water as for road projects, other than that one. It is the country club. We did all the underground work for that last year. But we could fit the 20,000 in without any major impacts.
I'm talking maybe another 25, maybe $25,000 if we
Same thing.
If people agree on the fourth one further down.
We have roughly 30,000 on top of the Chestnut Street available.
Mr. Prisco?
I think Mr. Delane first, and I'd go after him.
I agree with Mr. O'Leary. We've kicked this can up and down Chestnut Street far too long. Whether it's 3 or 4, I'm not hung up on that, but I want to see it done and done now. I'm not surprised at the cost either, and let's do it right and move forward. They've been putting up with this for far too long, as I said, both the last 2 meetings we've had on this. Let's move it along.
Mr. Yule?
Yeah, so if we're considering now 4, is that?
That's just my suggestion. I'm just looking at the stretch.
So that, and that would, you said you thought that would make it about $30,000? Is that what I just heard, or?
No, about 5,000 more, 25.
So about 25,000, okay. And Mike, I just want to make sure I understand. I think Steve said that he was concerned, he thought he heard some reservations, and I'm guessing it's because I got that feeling from you when you expressed we don't know whether, it's kind of expensive whether we want to go this route. I was interpreting what you said in that regard, and it was a fair concern, so I was just trying to.
No, there's no reservation on my part. I mean, these people have been very patient, and I've been trying to communicate with them as much as I can to get us through this process. It's taken a long time. I have no hesitation. I believe in my heart that the raised crosswalks is the right solution. Mm-hmm. We've just never had a real serious discussion about the money. But if it seems like we're all good with it, I'm good. Okay? I'm not sure the option to do 4 is a good idea or not. I think I would have to leave it up to the DPW director to drive that road and figure that out on his own. It sounds, from a common sense perspective, I think Mr. O'Leary is probably right. Because I've driven down that road and looking where we're potentially thinking about initially putting them. And when you go past Monahan Lumber, you're probably up to about 50 miles an hour. So, I mean, I think we got to slow it down.
Right in front of Rita's house.
Right. I think you have to
No,
slow it
seriously,
down.
right about there is probably the spot to put it.
I do. I believe we do. I'm not sure a good option is put 3 of them in, see how it works, and add the 4th one. Probably not cost effective to do it that way, because then the contractor has to come out with all his equipment and everything else, but not sure if that's an option.
We can look in Star Street and come back with a recommendation, but the funds are there.
We're not doing them
to do the
in-house.
3.
No, that was already determined 2 meetings ago. We weren't doing these in-house. It's outside service.
Well, let's get this thing off the table.
Yeah.
Let's do it. I got a motion. I'm ready.
Are we in agreement with 4?
Sure.
I think so.
Sound great.
Okay.
More the merrier.
Motion. Mr. O'Leary.
He's got something in
okay.
some sort of form.
Mr. Prisco.
Mr. Chairman, I move to direct the Department of Public Works to proceed with the installation of 4 raised crosswalks on Chestnut Street at a cost of no more than $25,000.
I wouldn't necessarily refer to them as crosswalks anymore, because I don't think it lines up with the crosswalks.
3
So,
raised.
what are they called?
Speed table.
Speed tables.
3 speed.
4 speed tables.
4 speed tables on the Chestnut Street at a cost of $25,000.
Not to exceed.
Not to exceed.
Not to exceed.
Not to exceed.
I'll say that.
You second it?
Yeah, I second it.
Okay. Further discussion? Hearing none. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Unanimous.
Now, as far as truck exclusion, I think I would like to wait until after the summer season, the busy season here with the truck season, and see what the impact is on the neighborhood, to get feedback to see if they're satisfied with what's occurring, or should we pursue it? Because we have a pretty good indication that the study's good at least through the fall. It's good through the calendar year 12. So before that usefulness of it expires, we should revisit whether or not we should go for the truck exclusion. I don't know that we need to do it simultaneously. I just as soon see what the
Yeah,
impact is.
Yeah, I agree. I
No issue.
would be in favor of doing the truck
And
exclusion
again, I
right
think
now.
the residents have expressed a willingness to wait and see what happens. Am I right? Yes. It's like this, okay, good. So,
Are we all set?
but I would also like to instruct the administration to assure that it gets posted for an agenda end of September, beginning of October for discussion. So put it in the tickler file so that,
And I know our direction is to do these sooner than later, and I would just ask that maybe Greg or Dick to please reach out to the public safety, the chief of police and the Chief Warnick as well, and let them know what's going on, what we're doing, and when we're putting them in, so everybody's on the same page.
Okay.
And thank the residents for your patience to get this far.
Thank you all for attending. Next item on our agenda is to approve the bowling alley license renewal.
Been waiting all night for this one.
Routine matter, board members, the license renews annually on the 1st of May. You have a motion to submit in the packet. The applicant has come in and provided us with all the information for the approval.
And they're all paid up.
They are, everything is paid.
Mr. Prisco.
Mr. Chairman, I move to renew the bowling alley license for Rocket Entertainment, Inc., doing business as Candlewood Lanes, 35 Main Street, to expire May 1st, 2013, subject to all regulatory department requirements.
second.
Motion by Mr. Prisco, second by Mr. O'Leary. Discussion. Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Unanimous. Second reading of the trash exemption policy.
Yeah, I signed this. I saw a clerk, I thought it was Barbara, but it's me. I don't have the exemption in my hand, so I'll have to pull it up.
Number 10.
Yeah, I'm just gonna get to it, I'm sorry.
Nothing has changed.
Last page, last page,
on the regular.
last page.
Last page on the regular.
Okay. You want me to read the motion first? Or do you want me to read do the second?
No, read the motion.
Mr. Chairman, I move to adopt the second reading of the solid waste user fee regulation adopted by the Board of Selectmen on June 17, 2002 by revising Section 4 of regulation.
Second.
Motion by Mr. Prisco, second by Mr. O'Leary. Discussion. This is exactly what we approved for first reading. Anybody have any questions from the audience?
This was the same behind the other can that was kicked down Chestnut Street.
Right.
Right, yeah,
Yeah.
don't you think?
You forgot about the can for a while. This can.
Okay,
lost
on the, hearing none, no discussion on the motion. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Unanimous. Oh, that one's
I
closed.
didn't have to read it?
Yeah, should read that, I suppose.
Would you like me to read it?
No, I really, it's okay with you guys.
Hey,
I'm-
read it, I was gonna read it, and I looked at it, and it's not gonna mean a lot, because
No.
it references this section and that
I
section.
just want to make sure that we do it
I
right.
asked if anyone had any questions.
Good, let's move on. I'm done. Just trying to protect you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I'm here for you, Bob.
Discuss annual town meeting warrant.
It's in our,
It's early on.
There are no open issues, to the best of my knowledge, on the annual town or the special town meeting warrant.
On the special town meeting.
Both of them are fine.
we have some,
No, that's the issue, you had, for discussion, the funding for the document system.
I was going to bring that up under my report. Under my town administrator's report, I was going to give you an update on the enterprise content management, and also give you an update on Munis.
Okay.
If you want, I can do it here.
I think it's more
Isn't it
appropriate.
appropriate here?
That's
Because
fine.
we have to decide to
yeah,
recommend or not.
and that's not the only one we have to recommend tonight, right? But do we have a couple of those that we
There were a couple.
done?
Let's go back.
Yeah, me too, I have to go back.
Let's go back to last week.
Okay. At your meeting 2 weeks ago, you asked for an update on Munis, and I did speak with the finance director relative to what the estimated cost of that would be. She indicated that the estimate is approximately $330,000. That is for real estate, personal property, tax title, motor vehicle, excise tax, and water department. It also includes the business licenses that are issued through our various departments, treasury, collections, assessing, town clerks, and code enforcement, DPW, police, and fire. So it's really the completion of Munis. The request would not be put forward until October town meeting at the earliest. At this time, $330,000. That would include software, installation, data conversion, and training.
So, 333,000?
$330,000.
330,000 to complete.
To complete the real estate, personal property tax, tax title, motor vehicle, and excess. Basically, what it's doing is it's taking your treasury, collection departments, which presently are not on Munis, and putting them under Munis along with assessing and all of our business licensing operations.
And what are you thinking about for October? Bonding and doing it all, or phasing it?
We haven't really discussed in terms of what we're going to do in terms of how we're going to fund it. Certainly, it's not something we can afford to pay cash for. We may be looking to phase it in similar to the way we're doing document management, which is to phase it in over a period of time. It's under consideration how we do it.
Yeah,
Mr. O'Leary.
I would strongly suggest that we look at bonding the project, contracting for it, and then phase it in over time, but at least, fix the cost, tie in the contract, fix the cost.
Phasing, because it's
Yeah.
probably impossible.
Oh, yeah, there's no way with our personnel that we could
No,
possibly, dump everything on there. But I think if we, there'd be economies of scale if we contract for the entire system and phase it in over, 3 years or whatever the time period, reasonable time period is. You know what your costs are, you have it fixed, you bond it and pay for it over the time, because it's something that's gonna serve us for years to come. Rather than trying the piecemeal approach, and again, depending upon the makeup of the board, minds may change. To me, I think we need to commit to the program. We've already committed significantly to the program. We need to commit to finishing it, and then just get it done. Get it paid for and get it done. And I think, as you say, we can't pay cash for it.
No.
So it's going to take some form of shuffle of the funds around, or to me, just borrow the money and phase it in, get it contracted, and then that will force us again
And
to
this-
do it.
Okay.
And doing it in October gives enough time to, I'd like to understand
Yeah.
the implications of these other modules in
Mhm.
terms of, what benefit do we get from it? We're not just,
Yeah, that's my question too. Just make sure you got real estate, motor vehicle, and what was the other?
Personal property tax,
Personal property tax.
tax title, motor vehicle, and water.
and that takes care of everything, right?
That takes care of everything.
Real
Keep-
estate, I'm sorry, I'm gonna.
Bob, real estate, personal property tax,
Yeah.
tax title, motor vehicle excise tax, and water.
State
That's-
personal property, I don't type fast.
No, it's okay. I'll read.
Especially with one finger.
Real estate, motor vehicle,
Motor vehicle, okay.
personal property,
Yeah,
tax title,
tax title?
Correct.
and water.
Okay.
So all that activity today under our current operations is still done through our old system and then manually fed into Munis.
We have, there's a specialized program that's operates for the purposes of the treasury collection function and also the water department billing operations. Those are all done outside of Munis right now. So yes.
But those programs we're paying maintenance on?
Oh, absolutely.
That's part of the, I can't think of the name of it now, that's part of the original
No. We use something called Point Software.
Point, right?
You're thinking about the LB
No,
system that we used to have in
I was
place?
thinking about Point,
Yeah.
okay.
it's 120,000 in addition to do the document